I'm so excited for today's episode. I'm going to share with you my absolute favorite thalamus tapping strategy and my favorite affirmation that goes along with it. And the reason for that is because I want to elevate your mood right about now. I know that the work we do can be extremely stressful. I also realize that we are at the end of winter, and being at the end of winter means many of us are coming down with a case of winter blues right about now. And that's because of the cumulative effect of not having sunshine for November, December, January, February. It adds up, that lack of vitamin D. So this is when people with seasonal affective disorder typically struggle the most. So this is going to help elevate the mood if that's you. And also, sometimes life just throws curveballs your way. For instance, last week was really, really challenging. At the end of last week, my mother had a heart attack. That is stabilized, thank you to the wonderful doctors at University of Michigan. However, we found out that she has an aggressive form of uterine cancer as well when she was in the hospital. So it was just a really tough week when you already have so many plates spinning and then you just kind of get a curveball thrown your way. And what got me through this week, which was a tough one, was the affirmation I'm going to share with you today. It's very powerful. It's very positive. It's something that I think is really going to uplift you when life throws curveballs your way. So it does that doesn't knock you up. Instead, you're going to keep going and you're going to keep going and you're going to be strong. I can't wait to share this strategy with you. Just a little bit of background on the strategy. When we talk about tapping, tapping is an evidence-based strategy. Even though this is an own natural kind of woo-woo holistic technique, it actually works and there's no bad side effects whatsoever. You can do this as much as you want and you can't overdose on tap. The one I'm going to share with you today, my favorite, is actually from an OG. He's from one of the originals, and his name was Dr. John Diamond. He was a psychiatrist who did a lot of the work in the 70s. What I love about his affirmations is that they're all positive. So a lot of the tapping techniques, you say things that are negative. You say your fears, you talk about your anxiety or your stress levels. And what happens is the idea is through desensitization and exposure while you're tapping, you're going to be able to minimize the anxiety in that manner. However, and that nothing's wrong with that. If you use negative affirmations, I do not want to yuck your yum. Okay. Keep doing it. And what you're doing is evidence-based. For me, however, I just feel overwhelmed with negativity. So you have the 24-hour news cycle, all of this negative, scary stuff coming your way from news stations, whatever station you're listening to. And then you also have social media, and social media, the algorithms are largely based on fear and hate. So you're going to get a lot of that thrown your way. The last thing I want to do is when I do my affirmations to have negativity in the affirmations. So I'm someone who does positive affirmations. However, if you do negative affirmations, the research is with you, just as the research is with positive. I don't want to judge you at all on that. I'm just going to tell you that's where I'm coming from. Now, what I like about Dr. John Diamond's affirmations is they are all positive, and he actually has affirmations for different areas of the body. So for the stomach, for the heart, for the lungs. So wherever you're having issues in your bodies, you can do tapping of that area and repeat an affirmation for that area. I'll make sure to leave a link. Like, I know it's really old school. Like, you're going to see this link from this guy from the 70s, but that doesn't mean it isn't good. It's good stuff. I'm going to make sure to leave a link so you can see the affirmations for each of the body parts. If there's something in your health that you're struggling with and you feel like you want to do some visualization in that area towards health, let's dive into the thalamus thump or thalamus tapping. That's what it's often called. Here you have your sternum or your breastbone. That plate is right in the middle of your chest. Behind that, you have a small organ known as the thalamus. Now, the thalamus produces white blood cells. So many say that by tapping the thalamus, you're going to improve your immunity. However, I don't know of research to support it. It's just kind of deductive reasoning. The thalamus is innervated by the vagus nerve. Now, the vagus nerve runs through the body and it calms the brain and it calms the body. Some would say that when you're tapping the thalamus, you're indirectly stimulating that vagus nerve, which calms the brain and the body. So that is one of the mechanisms at play here. So let's talk about how to do it. And it's really impressive. The systematic reviews suggest that tapping is effective when it comes to reducing stress for individuals with PTSD. And this is tapping that is done by individuals in the home setting, not even by a professional. And there's absolutely no bad side effects to it. And you can tap as much as you want. You can't overdose on tapping. So now I'm going to show you okay, now I'm going to go through the step-by-step process of how to do the thalamus tap. So step one is I want you to be in a relaxed state. And what I typically do is just give a nice exhale. I'll feel my shoulders on a body scan and they're like 3 inches elevated up. What I want to do is just go, and exhale down and just let those shoulders fall down. It almost feels like I'm just placing those 2 buckets down on the ground that I'm carrying, right? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to tap my sternum, the sternum or breastbone, whatever you call it, and you can tap it using your finger pads, the fingertip pads, or you can make a knuckle with your hand and you have those 4 finger pads between your knuckles. You can tap that on your sternum. Now, how fast you tap or how slow you tap is whatever's natural for you, right? So it can be kind of like a heartbeat, whatever feels natural. There's no wrong or right way to do the tapping. So you're tapping on the breastbone, and I'm just going to be tapping. And now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to say my name in third person. I'm going to say Kelly instead of I. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want, according to Dr. Diamond, to proclaim it, to publish it, to make it external, to put it out into the world. It makes it stronger, right? So I'm going to say Kelly has, and then I'm going to say these characteristics that I have. This is Dr. Diamond. This is not Kelly Vess that authored this. And then I'm going to end it afterwards, and I'm going to say my life energy is high. I am in the state of love. And I'm going to do it 2 or 3 times, but you can do this 30 times, right? If it feels like that's what you're needing at this time. I'm going to demonstrate on myself. I begin by just tapping, and I'm going to say, Kelly has love, faith, trust, gratitude, and courage. My life energy is high. I am the state of love. And then you would just do it again and again and again. But you can do it 1 time. You can do it 20 times. I find that it helps me when I first wake up in the morning and you're just kind of groggy. It gets me in a good state in the beginning of the morning. I just go right into it. And I just say, Kelly has love, faith, trust, gratitude, and courage. My life energy is high. I am in the state of love. It's a nice way to start your morning. You do a body scan in the middle of the day. What I do is I hold my breath when I'm stressed out. I hold my breath and my shoulders go up 3 inches. I just stop and I just exhale it out. I'll go right into it. And I'll say, Kelly has love, faith, trust, gratitude, and courage. My life energy is high. I am in the state of love. That is something that I encourage you to use. I want you to go ahead, use a Google Doc, because if you write it down on a piece of paper, if you're like me, you're going to lose that piece of paper. Put it on the Google Doc, and then you can just call it the tap that thalamus thump, right? If you want a little TH practice. So you have that, you have it in your Google Doc, and when life throws curveballs your way, or if your stress levels are high, just go to this and use it. And I think it's really going to help you. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. And that said, I want you to use this because being a speech language pathologist is not a walk in the park. And I want you to make sure to use this so that you can be your best when you're working with the children that we work with, so that you can be your best when you go through this wonderful thing that we call life and enjoy the miracle that you are. That said, roll up your sleeves and do what you do best. Make the world a better place, one child at a time. You will always be first. I hope to see you in the SIS membership. If you haven't tried that yet, give it a try. Now is a good time. Try it now, and we have the original treatment targets library that you're going to receive and the new library for 2025. And with the new library, I have new video clips to show you how to do all of the cues that's included in that. When you join for a month, you get all the treatment targets. If you don't like it, you simply unsubscribe after a month. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.